how's it going? I am doing a behind the scenes. So I'm getting ready to do a blog post right now for a blog hop I'm participating in tomorrow. And I wanted to get a video going for that. So I'm kind of doing a behind the scenes. So I know that the theme for this blog hop is something from the new holiday catalog or something Christmas-ish. Because we're promoting the launch of, that's right, the holiday catalog. Now I cannot show you what's inside here. Hi Maria. I can't show you the inside of this catalog, so hopefully you have a copy of your own or you can find one. Because I'm casing the catalog. I'm making one of the samples out of it. Now I can show you the products that I have. This was one of the items that I pre-ordered, and I know it's backwards for you. You'll see it right side around in a minute when I turn you around. But I am using Winter Woods along with the In the Woods framelits dies. Look at those. Oh my goodness, you guys. So these here, so excited. If you haven't noticed yet, there's 3 of the exact same shape of this die, and there's 2 of the same shape of this die. That is intentional because on the stamp set with this guy and this little pine cone guy, you can make a wreath, and it will take you 1/3 less time than if you only had one of those framelits cutouts of the pine bow or the little pine branch guy. So that is so cool that Stampin' Up! Has, like, I'm sure somebody put in the sandbox somewhere, hey, it takes me forever to cut all those little pieces out. Well, now you can cut 3 out at a time. And let me just tell you, if you have a copy of the holiday catalog, like I said, I cannot show you the inside right now. But if you have your own copy, turn to page 27 and you can watch along as I am making one of these cards that we are casing from this catalog. Now, there is a wreath card in there that is so adorable. So I might have to make that one too. I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, so the first thing that I have done, let me turn you guys around now so that you can see my workstation and see what I've got going on. Again, here it is, In the Woods, or Winter Woods. Let me try and turn some of these lights around a little bit so you can kind of see a little bit better. So, Winter Woods, yes! Look at this tree, you guys. Oh, that beautiful sentiment there. That's the pine bow I was talking about, and the little pine cone there. And then this is just some shade. You can use it under the tree like little snow. And then we're going to be using these. Absolutely. And then there's this beautiful, kind of like birch trees almost, like the tree trunks. So fun. And then, again, we've got all these awesome things. Look at this right here. Can we just talk about that for a second? We're going to use this. This is going to give us a beautiful kind of curvy landscape background. We're also going to use this framelit here to cut out our tree. We're going to use this on some glimmer paper. Hello! Love the glimmer. And then we've got, like I said, these. You have 3 of those so that you can cut out 3 of these at the same time. Love it! I might have to show that to you guys. Depends on how much time we have and how much battery life my camera has. So I just went ahead and stamped one of these trees. So I'm going to stamp another one so that you can see what I did. It's variegated, if you can tell. Hopefully the lighting looks okay. Let me know if you can see if everything is coming through okay. If you can hear me and see me. But here is that beautiful variegated tree. So I'm going to do another one for you real quick here. And the colors I'm using include these 2 guys. So we've got the Call Me Clover, which is one of the in colors. It's one of the brand new in colors. And then I have my Granny Apple Green classic stamp pad here. So I'm going to use those 2 colors. I also have a sponge dauber that we're going to use to get that variegated look. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up my Granny Apple Green. Yeah. And I'm going to ink up my tree with that. Now, this tree, it's kind of like a more realistic look. It almost looks like a photograph. It's very different from the normal Stampin' Up! Style, but I really like how it turns out. So that it looks a little different. I'm just gonna put it that way. So these are the new style ink pads. So I'm gonna slide it to close it. Boom, just like that. And then we're gonna bring in our Call Me Clover and our sponge dauber. And to get that variegated effect, I'm just going to daub it. Little dabble do ya. Just kind of randomly around there. And then I'm gonna give it a little huff and then stamp it down. Just like that. Give it a second. And boom. Isn't that gorgeous? And the variegation on this one is really subtle. I think you can kind of see a little bit more variegation here, but I also got too much ink on this stamp. This is like the first or second time I'm using this tree. So it looks a little splotchy on here because I had too much ink. You can see that the detail is really starting to come through better on this. The more I stamp this and get it used to having that ink on it, the better it's going to look. So I'm gonna cut the pieces I need for the base of my card. So here's Whisper White, and it looks like they used maybe Blueberry Bushel. It's a pretty bright blue, and I don't have, oh, what's this? No, I think I want to use this one because it'll go really well with the Call Me Clover. So this is the 2018-2020 in color assorted pack. So I'm going to use the Blueberry Bushel cardstock for my card base. So I'm going to cut my card base first. So bringing in my Stampin' trimmer, piece of Blueberry Bushel cardstock, standard size 8.5 by 11. I'm going to cut it off at 5.5 on the long edge so that we have 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it in the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, so there's my card base. So I'm going to cut a piece from Whisper White that measures 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to do, let's see, let's cut the 5" off of this side so I can get another card base off if I want. Okay, and then we'll do 3 3/4. Okay, here we go. So I've got my 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to be my card mat on here. And I'm also going to cut this with one of that wavy Thinlit. I've got a whole brand new pack of vellum here. And I'm so excited because I love playing with vellum. So if you guys haven't played with vellum yet, you really should. It is so awesome. And the piece that I need is just gonna be cutting out a few trees. So I'm just going to chop off, I don't know, about 3 inches. So 3 by 8.5 is what I'm gonna start with. I don't think I'm gonna need all that, but I'm just gonna chop that off. So this is gonna be running through our big shot in a moment. I'm gonna cut this piece of vellum at 3 3/4 by probably about 2 or 3 inches. So when I put it together, I might adjust that a little bit, but we're gonna do this for now. I think that's gonna be plenty, big enough, because this piece is gonna go back here on the card mat back there. So here we are with the big shot. And I have my magnetic platform right here with 2 cutting plates. My magnetic platform, a cutting plate, my cardstock. Going to take off this tree. And we're going to cut this guy out. I love fresh Thinlits because they work so well on the magnetic plate. Oh, it's so perfect. And if you do have problems with your magnets, your dies moving on your magnetic platform, you can repolarize them. I think that's the term. I'm not 100%, but you can drop them on their side. So I have my tree cut out. We're going to take that piece of vellum that we cut out, or that I cut off of the sheet, and we're going to cut 3 of these guys. And what I love about this, again, we have 2 of the same tree. They're slightly different. They're not exactly the same, but I like that we have 2 of them so that we can cut more out at once. I'm going to take this guy. Okay. And I'm going to cut him right about here-ish, give or take. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna run that through. Okay, so I've cut that out, and you know, you just kind of eyeball it, but it's down in the lower 1/3 of this card mat that goes on the front. And I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna use this piece as a guide, because I kind of, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I kind of want the wave to go a different direction. So let's see. That's the same direction, and that's a little different. So I'm gonna make this go this way, and I'm gonna cut it. I just need mostly the top, because it's going to just show a little bit behind. So I'm gonna cut it there. So you can use either one of these. So essentially what I'm going to do, this is going to be popped up in the front behind the tree. So I can either use, like, basically that's the same exact shape there, or I can use this one. Or you can turn it over and you can kind of, you know, do it, that kind of a thing. But I think I just like the subtle difference this one makes. I'm going to use this. And I'm also going to use this stamp in the background. Now we'll take Smoky Slate and ink up those trees one more time. Okay. And we're going to stamp those right here. Just like that. And now we're going to emboss it. And again, I wish I had Softly Falling, because that would look so pretty. I don't know if I want to emboss the whole thing or just like, you know what? We're doing this. We're just going to emboss the top. So I'm going to kind of give you guys a little taste of what this is going to look like. I still need a piece of designer series paper to go behind here, but I don't have really, the only one that I have from the new catalog, the new annual catalog, is this Tropical Escape, which is beautiful, but it's not right. I need one that's like a gray or a soft white kind of. So what do we do when we don't have the right paper? We make our own. That is right, we make our own. I'm going to use this to make my own paper. And for my designer series paper, I need a piece of Whisper White, and it's not very big. It's mostly, let's see, it's going to be about, give or take, somewhere around this. And if this is 5.5 inches, that's about half. So I'm going to do a 2.5 inch by 4 1/4. 2.5 by 4 1/4. If I can remember that in 3 minutes or 30 seconds. 2.5 by 3 1/4, right? No, 4 1/4. 2.5 by 4 1/4. Here we go. Okay, there's my 2.5, and then the width of the card, 4 1/4. There you are, Melissa. You figured it out. Clever girl. Okay. So I'm going to bring in my mat here just so I have something to protect my work surface. And I want it to be as light as possible. I'm definitely going Smoky Slate, and I just stamped off once, and now I'm going to, and you're not going to really see the middle. I just really want the edges and the bottom, and I just want just a hint of something back there. So I'm not too concerned with how the middle looks. I just want to make sure that the sides and the bottom look okay. So I'm just going to stamp, and then I'm going to stamp it again. And I'm purposefully going kind of off center. Each line I'm kind of going, staggering it, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Thanks, Lynn. I hope I'm doing okay. I hope it's entertaining enough for you ladies. And if there's any gentlemen out there watching. And then we're gonna do this way. And then just a wee bit more on the edge down here. And they don't have to connect. I'm okay if they don't connect. I just want a little bit of texture, a little bit of flavor in that background. So in theory, this was one piece that measured 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I cut it here with the framelit, stamped it, and then embossed the top. I would have used Softly Falling if I would have had that folder. I didn't have any DSP from the new catalogs, so I went ahead and made my own using this stamp set and Smoky Slate, stamped off and then stamped down on here. And then I cut out 3 of those cute vellum trees. So we've got those. And I have this beautiful Christmas tree, this variegated pine tree here. And the background I am using is Blueberry Bushel. And then again, one more time out of the vellum, I cut with that angled framelit a little piece that's going to go behind this doohickey guy right here, kind of like that. I'm gonna fold this in half and give that a nice crease. And this piece is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but it's okay. It's okay. I still like it. We're gonna grab our snail out. We're gonna snail that down first. And again, I'm casing the holiday catalog, and I do not, I'm not allowed to show you what is inside the catalog, but if you have your own copy, make sure you turn to page 27 because I'm casing one of the samples off of that page. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down. Next up, we're going to put this down, and again, we're gonna put this down flat, so I'm gonna use my snail on that as well. And I'm going to put this up here. Okay, alrighty, there's that. Now I'm going to glue this piece to the bottom of this, and then it's gonna pop up right here. So to glue that down, I think snail works on vellum, right? Sure does. And it gets all over your desk too. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this right on here, layer that up like so. So now we have that beautiful vellum behind here. So now that looks pretty good. I'm gonna pop this up with some dimensionals. And I'm gonna put these down first, actually. We're gonna pop this one out over here. So I'm just gonna tack it down because this is gonna get covered, so I'm okay with that. We're gonna put this one kind of layered on top. So we're gonna tack him down here. And then the final one is gonna go over on this side. So we're gonna tack that down. So I'm gonna put this up a little bit. I wanted to see more of that piece in the background, but I think that's gonna be just fine. Okay, and then that's when the star of the show comes into play. He's gonna go right here. These would be beautiful in glimmer paper too, and I think I actually was going to do that. I mentioned that at first, but then it does look like vellum that they used in the sample in the catalog, so I went with that instead. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a glue dot. Now let me show you this fun little doodad, you guys. So this is the Take Your Pick tool. This side has this like spatula scoop that you can use for glue dots and embellishments and things. This comes apart and you can turn it around and you have a paper piercer on this end. Okay, there's another tool that you can use, the stylus, which can be swapped out in this side. So you have a small stylus point and a large stylus point, but I do want this little scoop, so I'm gonna put him back in there. And then on the other side, you guys, this is cool. This is putty. And the idea is that you can pick up small embellishments like the loose sequins or some small pieces like that. And you can pick it up with that putty and then you can just kind of stick it down. I'm pretty sure that's what that's for. And this comes out because this part is replaceable. You can purchase more to put in here when it runs out. And it has a cap so it stays fresh. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to use this side here and the glue dots to stick down that tree. And then we have a couple more, just a few more finishing touches before I'll be done. And then I'll turn you guys around, we'll chit chat a little bit. Some Wink of Stella. And then I'm just gonna kind of color in a little bit. I'm not gonna like go haywire. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna kind of go around the edges and then do a couple touches in the middle. And last but not least, a little bit of linen thread. So I'm gonna take some of this, I'm gonna rip this off here like that. I'm gonna double it up. I'm gonna double it up again. And we're gonna tie a little bow. We're gonna try to tie a little bow here. I'm gonna trim that off, cut that loop, trim those off. And we have ourselves a cute little quadruple bow. Glue dots again, this fun tool. So see, you can put your homemade embellishment on that and then whoop, just pick it up right like that. So cute. And then we're gonna put this, theirs is kind of more underneath, but I think I'm just gonna put mine like right there. Okay, there it is, you guys. There is the sample from the catalog, the holiday catalog. It's pretty close. And like I said, I can't show you because I can't show you the inside yet, but if you have a copy of the catalog, if you're a demonstrator or if you have the hookup, and I know I still have to send some catalogs out, so again, if you haven't received a catalog yet, let me know, I'll hook you up if you live in the US. But page 27 of the new holiday catalog, that's what we just cased today. And I love the bright tree against that blueberry bushel. It's just so pretty. What do you guys think? Is that your style holiday card, or are you more traditional, red and green? What are your thoughts on that? That is it for now. I hope you ladies have a fantastic evening. Don't forget, if you haven't heard yet, bonus days, right? Spend $50 before shipping and tax this month in August, and you get a $5 coupon to redeem in September. That is pretty darn amazing. So if you need any supplies, get on them right now so that you can take advantage of that awesome deal. Paper Pumpkin, if you're a Halloween fan, the next Paper Pumpkin is going to be so awesome with a limited edition box. It's going to be Halloween themed, so make sure you sign up before September 10th to get the Halloween edition Paper Pumpkin. If you have any questions on how to do that, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. In the meantime, if you need anything else, I'm always here for you ladies. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night, and I will see you soon. Bye! I should have stamped, actually, darn. I did mess up. You want to stamp this before you emboss it. It's not going to get a full image, and I realize that, so I'm just kind of going with it and seeing what happens. No. Guys, I'm sorry. I got, do you see the circles it made around? It's cool. It's a cool effect. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm just gonna stick it. Oh my gosh, I missed. Well, I got half of it. Oh my gosh, it's good enough. It'll stay. It's not gonna fall out. So